English, my moment of truth. The heating debate, the debate that everyone can profit something from it. The result that it's healthy to be addicted to English to improve it. Look, I got to the point where everyone says behind my back that Michihiro Matsumoto is a madman. He's crazy about the English language. That was a long time ago. Yes, I admit I was mad. I loved English. I loved English better than sex. Though, that was those days. And now everyone says, hey, wait a minute, Matsumoto is as bad as he says he is. Look, I'm not interested in English language per se. I'm interested in the intelligence as well as the information through English language. So, being addicted to something is a byoki, disease. What about this? To fall in love with English, is that a disease? Let the debate begin. Affirmative rock. It's a single-minded devotion, dedication to it that matters. Lose yourself in your love, what you are interested in. Marshall Mathers, Eminem, or Steve Jobs, you name it. Most of these gifted guys really lost themselves in doing something and immersing themselves into something they really wanted. That pursue it, that's good. If you want to put your mind to anything, you just stick it out to the bitter end. You're going to make it. If you make a mistake, try again. And so the quitters, Mikabos, the quitters, are not going to make it big. Never give up. Get addicted. That's the way to go. Way to go. Get addicted to English language. Negative wind. Let me cross-examine the affirmative. 3 questions. Number 1, can you divorce social skills from English per se? English language has a magic power to get you hooked. Once you get hooked on English language, you can't shake it off. So secondly, does simple-mindedness matter in the pursuit of just the language? Just the language, Philippine, Spanish, Portuguese, just the language. Why you just fall in love with just another language? So don't let me laugh. Number 3, was Steve Jobs a linguist? Steve Jobs is a gifted guy. He was had a lot of scientific mind as well as the spirit of adventure spirit. So he was not in the pursuit of a language. So being crazy about English language doesn't make any sense, doesn't it? Negative rock, addiction to anything, it's sickness, byoki. Common sense tells us that we shouldn't fall in love with it. It's weird. 英語に恋をする気持ち悪い. It's weird. And Erich Fromm said on his book On Loving, love is a practice. It's one thing. To fall in love with English is one thing. To love English is entirely different. To love English means you are practicing something. Falling in love is like catching measles. Measles, you know what the measles is? 100日風邪、おたふく風邪 just comes and goes. If you fall in love and cling to the measles, you are very, very sick. So, measles comes and goes. Forget about it. Just a mirage. Don't get hooked. Don't fall in love with a prostitute. Don't fall in love with a mirage. Affirmative wind. Let's ask a couple of questions, like a wind. Number 1, what's the meaning of addiction? Addiction comes from the Greek meaning dedication. It's addicted to books, 本の虫. Nothing wrong about it. Number 2 are the knowness watchers. English geeks, 英語オタク. Which I doubt. No, they are addicted to information, not just the English. My English is nothing. And information is what matters. Number three are English tests for communication. You know, a lot of English tests in Japan, but it's just to gauge, to size up the size of the vocabulary, the phrases, and overall information, background information about English language. Nothing goes beyond that. If there's any mention about the communication, so English language test is not for communication. Affirmative fire! What's wrong with the crazy love? Looking weird is the price to pay for a big guy. Let him fall in love. Crazy love. Elvis Presley. Crazy love. I grew up listening to Elvis Presley, so there's nothing wrong with being crazy, being mad about anything. You are head over heels in love with somebody. What's wrong with falling in love with something? And so... falling in love with English language per se. People made a life at it. But the fact remains, anybody who grows big has to be ready to commit themselves to something that they're really interested in. No fire, no success. No, no pain, no gains. So there has to be a time, the moment when you really fall in love with somebody, fall in love with English language. Negative fire. Steve Jobs loves his life work, not just the language. The higher mission wins over the lower purpose. Let me tell you something. Yoshida Shoin died young, burning out when he was really young, still young, despite the fact he wanted to live longer to accomplish his mission, if you will. So the higher mission, kokorozashi, matters a great deal. Instead of lower mission, learning a foreign language, mastering English language, a lower purpose. Steve Jobs didn't try to improve his technical prowess. He was trying to change the world of technology. He wanted very much to advance the scientific knowledge so that he can contribute to the rest of the world, putting himself in where the whole wide world wants. So instead of pursuing the personal pleasure for doing something for the public good, that's kokorozashi. Negative water. Look, I know you're interested in English language per se. There are a lot of books about the Eigo Ishukan, the mono dekimasu. A lot of people get sick and tired of hearing all those phrases. But remember, nothing wrong with them for the starters, anybody who try to start up a company. That's okay. But if you're an English addict, you won't get ahead in Japanese society. Why? Because I had a talk at the debate at the Mekiki no Kai group the other day. So there was one person who stood up and saying, look, what about English addicts? English addicts get a little attention, because if you're confronted by the gaijin judges at the job interview, I love English, and everyone says that he speaks good English. That doesn't mean he is a good performer in business. It's not the good performing in business is not done in English language when it's Japanese. So the General Motors, Ford, lots of gaishike company, foreign-owned companies, they hire good speakers of English. That's where they're wrong. So pick the guy who doesn't speak English at all. Who knows? They might perform much better than English geeks. Affirmative water. If you don't lose yourself in English, you won't make it in anything. No passion, no gain. Amy never said, lose yourself in anything. And he wanted very much to outperform the blacks within 6 miles, within the Chicago community, Flint areas. So he tried hard to get ahead of other the black guys, black rap singers. In a series of rap battles, he grew much better than blacks. He tried hard. Why? Because he loved it. To love somebody you were interested in, you're not going to accomplish anything. So some people laugh at the people who are in love with the English language, but it's a trivial thing to pursue English language. But if you're trying to improve your English, you have to go beyond language, to the nuances, the symbols, the images, everything. You learn the whole wide world. So don't you ever underestimate the power of English language geeks. 判定、今日はね、3人のジャッジといろいろ話をしましたけども、やっぱり肯定側の方が力があったような感じですね。私も熱がそこに入ってました。自分の過去を語るようでね、英語なんてって中身だよ、国際関係で英語できなくてもいいんだよって言い続けてきた。そっちの方がかっこいいんですよ。しかし昔を振り返ったらね、女性が来てた時と男性、そのものすごい好きな女性が私と英語どっち好きって言われて英語が好きと答えたから、狂ってますよね。その時私英語バカでありました。女性が危険という意味があって女性を避けた。今は避けられなくなった。まあそんなことどうでもいいんですけどね。今はね、こういうことを私がなぜ言うのか、一旦は英語を好きになって狂うぐらいね、好きなボーイフレンド、ガールフレンドより英語の好きだっていう時があってもいいんじゃないですかね。それで、その立論のところに戻ります。論題ですね。インプルービットのイットでぼかしました。これがスポークイングリッシュは別ですけど、英語そのものを伸ばす時に一旦狂った方がいいと。それで全員が一致でね、肯定が勝ち、英語に特には狂いたまえ！Samurai Talk coming up!